And we are live, I think, probably, maybe, yes. Hello, wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining on this lovely Sunday afternoon, although it's probably not a Sunday afternoon if you're not in Europe. But no, welcome, thanks for joining, guys. It's great to be here. I haven't had my coffee yet, so I need to wake up. I've had my tea, but tea versus coffee. Coffee is the one that really wakes me up, and tea's kind of like I don't even know why I drink tea. It doesn't really have an effect. But where are you guys watching from today? Let us know in the comment section. It's always interesting. Really helps to put things in perspective. As you can see, I'm in a rather intimidating looking hotel room. Look at that. That is an intimidating hotel room in Nice in South France. After dropping off Natsuki at the airport in Paris the other day, I've come down to South France to Nice to visit some friends, and yeah, it's pretty nice. It's not a bad place, actually. I quite like it. I was looking out to sea, looking out over the Mediterranean yesterday, and I saw a yacht called Sailing Yacht A, which is owned by a Russian billionaire, and it's a yacht that's worth $300 million. And it's got the highest sails in the world. They're higher than like Big Ben. And I was just looking at it and thinking, why do you even need that boat? Fucking hell. Why? $300 million on a yacht. It's called Sailing Yacht A because he's got another yacht called Sailing Yacht B, which is also worth another $200 million. So there you go. Make me feel a little bit poor. Not that I would, even if I was a billionaire, I don't think I would buy a yacht anyway. It seems like a lot of effort. So where are you guys watching from? Belgium, Leicester, Alabama, Belgium again, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Dallas, Tokyo, Germany, Estonia, Scotland, Portland. That's quite a few people from Belgium here. Unless it's the same person on several different accounts, which does happen sometimes. But yeah, welcome. I was thinking though, if I had $12 billion, I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd set up my own island and set up a kind of utopian culture that would inevitably decline and collapse and become a dystopian culture within 20 to 30 years. A bit like Bioshock. But yeah, no, what would you do? If you had $12 billion, how would you spend it? I guess I think it'd be quite easy to blow it all quite quickly, actually. But, all right. So what's new? I like to usually start these live shows with a kind of show and tell, where I show you things that I've got, but I've literally got nothing of interest. It's a hotel, so not a lot going on. We've got this nice tissue box, which looks like you can see the reflection. It's a nice, like a silver bullet. Nice cast iron silver tissue box. Woo! Got a nice little. Actually, this might be useful for some people. If this is what I store my videos on. I bought this the other day. It's a Samsung hard drive, solid state, 500 gigabytes. I don't get the ones with the spinning wheels anymore. I only get solid state because they never crash. And I also have this little book. There you go. That's the final piece of the show and tell is this book. It's just I write my notes in it. As you can see, I've been learning some French. I carry this around with me wherever I go, just because I like to write down ideas. If you're a creative person or a creative wannabe, always carry one of these around with you, and then you can pick it out of your pocket when you've got a great idea and write it down. I don't have any good ideas at the moment, but what I do have, as I said, is some French. And the only French that I really know at the moment is Je ne parle pas français, which means I don't speak any French. So yeah, I'd love to learn French, but first things first, I still got to finish up my Japanese because I still, as you might well know, I still don't have a Japanese qualification like a JLPT N2, and I feel like before I leave Japan sometime in the future, I feel like I really need a Japanese qualification to live in Japan for 5 years or more without having anything would be a little bit embarrassing, I think. So yeah. Anyway, let's see what you guys have thought up. For 12 billion quid, what would you do? If I had 12 billion, I would move to Japan on the countryside and live a peaceful life as a Japanese farmer. Say it. That's what you would do for 12 billion? You could do that for like 100,000. You don't. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice dream. I don't know what life as a Japanese farmer would entail, but yeah, I'm sure. What a way to spend it. Laura says, I'd buy an island or a castle. Yeah. Like Larry Ellison, you know, the billionaire, the American billionaire Larry Ellison, who owns Oracle. He bought an island in Hawaii, like you do. Good move. Dean says, I'd probably be lonely with that much money. Yeah, I think, well, you could buy friends. I don't think you'd be lonely with $12 billion. I think you could probably buy some friends. Yeah, I certainly would. And what, oh my God. All right, this is, yeah. French is the only language worth learning if you live in Europe and speak English. The French never speak English. Yeah, I thought that as well, Mike. But actually, on my travels around France this past week, nearly everyone spoke in English, and I've really been really surprised by that because I always thought French people didn't speak English at all and kind of look down their nose at you if you don't speak any French. But actually, it's been quite nice so far. So yeah, France. I've never really been to France before until now. I've been to like Paris a few times. I've been to Calais, of course, inevitably to buy cheap alcohol. But I've never really explored France, and actually, it's a really nice country. I know it sounds like a really mediocre observation, but that's actually a bloody nice country. And I would even consider living here after I'm done in Japan. I think leave Japan, move to France, learn some French for 3 years. That'd be quite fun. That's my next plan. Anyway, let's dive into the news then. Let's see what have I got. This is my news from the Abroad Japan channel. I had tragedy on London Bridge yesterday. That was horrible. It's really weird because obviously as I mentioned, I was there with Natsuki just last week. We were doing filming on London Bridge, and we were a little bit tense at the time because of the attacks in Manchester. We literally just arrived in London, and then that was happening. So when we were going and filming around London, we were a little bit on edge. And for that to happen, originally the trailer that I released for Natsuki the movie 2 days ago, originally the trailer was just Natsuki walking across London Bridge in slow motion, but I changed it, and so it's a bit weird for that to happen right there, knowing we were kind of there. And I'm in Nice at the moment, where literally you can see the road from the hotel I'm staying in, where the truck driver ran over lots of people last year. I keep going to lots of places where all this terrorist stuff keeps happening. For example, I was in Istanbul airport last year, which then got bombed. I passed through Brussels airport, which had already got bombed, and then Westminster, Champs-Elysees. So I feel like I've been to nearly like the last 5 or 6 major terrorist attack incidents. I seem to have been in all the places, which is a bit weird. But yeah. But Natsuki was certainly quite aware of it. It's a big news story in Japan at the moment about the terrorist attacks going on in Europe, and it's a major focus in Japanese news. So he was a bit wary. Him and his wife were a bit wary before coming over, but it was all right overall. But yeah, it was a bit worrying. And on the subject of Natsuki the movie, it went pretty well, and someone's written, I'm a terrorist magnet. I'm not a terrorist magnet. I noticed I visited the locations after the bad things had happened, so I'm not a terrorist. Just to clear that up, not that it was needed. But Natsuki the movie went better than expected. Apart from the fact Natsuki nearly broke his back, that kind of wasn't so good. It was going so well. He'd been flying around in an indoor wind tunnel, indoor skydiving, for 20 minutes, and all was going perfectly well. He'd done somersaults forwards, he'd run around, he'd flown like 30, 40 feet up, and then for some fucking reason, he attempted a backward somersault, don't know why, and landed directly on his head. And for the next 2 days, he couldn't move his neck. He was like a robot. He couldn't move like that, or like that. He was just kind of like that. And we took him to the A&E hospital took him to Sussex Hospital in Brighton, and we had to cancel our filming in Brighton, which was a real shame. And that was horrible. We were sat in Brighton Hospital A&E for 3 hours while loads of drunk people just came in and started harassing the staff. It really gave me some newfound respect for the NHS along the way. But Natsuki's feeling better now, so that's good. He left Japan. He left France about 2 or 3 days ago, so he's back to work now. It must be a bit rubbish to go on this wonderful trip around London and Paris and then have to go straight back to work and cut people's hair. But he did have a good time, and it was really cool. Did you see the movie poster I put up on your Facebook? No, I don't think I did. There's a movie poster on Facebook? Wow. All right, I'll check that out after, Laura. in the comment section. Uh, we did actually get a good movie poster from a guy called David, a viewer. I don't know if David's here now. He's a Patreon supporter, but David has made some amazing T-shirts for the channel, and I'm really, for the first time, I'm actually genuinely excited about the T-shirts because I've never. We sold T-shirts a few years ago, but they weren't like wow. They were okay. But now we've got some bloody good designs, so I'm really looking forward to showing you the T-shirt designs. Probably maybe next week, but they are really good and actually worth wearing. So not that the old T-shirts aren't worth wearing; they are pretty good, but these are even better. Yeah. And yeah, so we've done all the filming now in London, Brighton, Stonehenge, and Paris. And now we've just got to do some filming back in Japan. And I'm hoping we can get the documentary out around August, the end of August, which probably means September, knowing me. But actually, there's not that much editing required for this, probably. So yeah, August, September, I reckon. So keep an eye out for that. Although obviously I'm going to heavily market it. You will have Natsuki the fucking movie coming at you every day for the next 3 months until it actually comes up. And I'll probably even consider, I might ask David, who isn't here, judging by the fact. Oh yeah, there is. Hey, yeah, me, haha. Yeah, David's here, great. David, I'm going to email you later. I might get you, David, to make another T-shirt for Natsuki the movie, but I'll bring that up with you later. But they are really good T-shirts. And yeah, so let's see, what questions have we got here? Welcome to Britain. Yeah, Britain was good. It was nice to be back in London for the first time in a few months. So you pretty much got all the essential footage for the movie now, says Ben. Yes, we do. We've got all the footage that I ever wanted and more. Actually, the good thing about the Natsuki nearly breaking his neck was we got to do acupuncture. He was really, after he did his neck in, he was really insistent that we go and do acupuncture because it's a really big thing in Asia, particularly in Japan. And so we went along to this acupuncture clinic in London, the same one we learned later on that was used by Michael Caine. And so we were in the lobby and there's Michael Caine posters with the signature on. And I spent the first few minutes trying to explain to Natsuki who Michael Caine was. He didn't know who Michael Caine was. Ridiculous. And yeah, the acupuncture footage was hilarious. It looked quite painful as well. I'm not really into that stuff, but yeah, so that was quite good. The only good thing out of Natsuki doing his neck in. What else? And also, yeah, as I also mentioned, our flights from London to Paris were cancelled. Absolute fuck up from British Airways. I'm really annoyed about that. We had to, literally, we're driving up on the ramp to British Airways Terminal 5 at Heathrow, and my friend in the car said, "Oh, Chris, it says all the British Airways flights are cancelled." And I was like, no, they're definitely not. Turned the corner, hundreds of people screaming and shouting, bags all over the floor. The doors to the terminal were completely shut, and yeah, that was horrible. We had to drive to. We came up with an idea to hire a car, and I had to drive from Heathrow all the way to Paris throughout the night, and that was just horrific. Although it was good in the sense that Natsuki really wanted to see the Channel Tunnel for some reason, so he got that. He got to see that, but other than that, that was a bit annoying. So yeah, all these things go wrong that you don't anticipate when you're filming. We were only filming 1 week, and like planes were cancelled. Natsuki got really injured. It's, things you can't possibly anticipate. Another thing, which is a bit of a spoiler, in the start of the documentary, you can see it in the trailer. We went to Highgate Cemetery, which is probably the most famous cemetery in London, if not the UK. George Michael's buried there. Lots of famous people. And we went there because Natsuki wanted to lay some flowers at the grave or the tomb of Sid Vicious, the singer from the Sex Pistols, Natsuki's idol. And we got there, and then Natsuki was like, "Oh, let's go to Highgate Cemetery so I can give the flowers to Sid Vicious in this ridiculous scenario." And we got there, and we were like, "Where is he then?" And Natsuki pulled out his phone and discovered that Sid Vicious is buried in Philadelphia or Baltimore, I forget which one, in America. So that was a bit of a fuck up. And Natsuki was really angry, sort of threw the flowers. He was gutted. He'd come all the way to the UK to lay flowers at the grave of Sid Vicious, and he wasn't there. And then we turned the corner and we saw the tomb of Karl Marx. I didn't know he was buried there. And so an upside was Natsuki got to lay flowers at the tomb of Karl Marx, and that was that wasn't like scripted or anything. That was just generally a really weird thing to see. Like Natsuki's first day in the UK, just arrived from Heathrow, and he was laying a rose at the grave of Karl Marx. Ridiculous. So yeah, things happen, and I suppose the upside is if we do make a sequel to Natsuki the movie, if it's possible to make a sequel to such a movie, then we've got an excuse to go to America now, so he can actually finish his mission that he failed to do in this movie, which was to lay flowers at the grave of his idol Sid Vicious. And to lay flowers at the grave of Sid Vicious is already a bit of a weird scenario, but yeah. But anyway, you can see that in the trailer. Check it out if you haven't already seen it. But yeah, it'll be quite fun to go to America and film there as well. What else we got? News. Any questions in the comment section? Chris, you said you'll be leaving Japan somewhere in the future. You will at least stay till the Olympics, right? Yeah, I think I will. If providing I don't get kicked out of Japan for whatever reason, I will be there till at least 2020. So I'm not going anywhere in a hurry. I've got too much to do in Japan, and it would be stupid of me to throw away this kind of decent, good lifestyle that I've got in Japan at the moment. And I'm really lucky, and I love my life in Japan. So I don't plan on leaving for at least another 3 years plus. Although when I do leave, I do want to live in another country. And having spent the last few days in France, yeah, I could live here, definitely. Although I definitely need to work on this again. Think of that. Numbers. I know how to count to 30 in French now. So I'm practically ready to live in France. What else we got? So your questions. I was wondering what the flowers were about. Now you know. Sid Vicious. Make it a trilogy. Natsuki the movie trilogy. It could work, definitely. I think if we were going to do it, we would need Europe, which we film now, America, and probably Australia, because there's quite a few viewers of this channel in Australia. So we could do like America and Canada in the second movie, and then the third movie we could do like Australia and New Zealand, and then we would have like everyone, all the main like top 5 countries. Demographics that watch this channel would be covered, so that'd be quite cool. And I think it's quite a nice bit of diversity, so that'd be quite cool. Yeah. That's going to maybe 2. The quest to lay flowers in Philadelphia. I might have missed you mentioning it, but where is Natsuki now? Natsuki's in Japan. I dropped him off at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris 2 days ago. So we've parted ways after a long week. It's unfortunate because obviously we wanted him here to do the live show as well. But yeah, we'll see him later this month. So he's cutting someone's hair right about now, I imagine. And you'll get to see his beauty salon once and for all in the documentary. Although I'm not going to show the name of the beauty salon just because I don't want loads and loads of people turning up at his beauty salon and harassing him while he's working. There are so many people who make videos in Japan that stopped making movies just when I got into J-vlogging and similar content. Like who? I know who you mean. Who stopped? Regan? I don't know. Who's actually stopped? J-vloggers who have stopped blogging. Name them. But I've not stopped, just to be clear. Just for 1 month while I was filming this documentary. I have one of your shirts, and the print quality is kind of shit. The letters quickly started coming off. Maybe I just had bad luck. Oh, that sucks. That's the first time I've heard a complaint about the t-shirts. I got them made through Spreadshirt, so I don't know how good Spreadshirt are. I need to do a bit more research and work out which company is the best to do the next round of t-shirts. But I want really good quality t-shirts. I don't know why I'm doing this. What's all that about? This coffee's not bad. Nescafe. It's my first time to have Nescafe. It's weird, isn't it? All right. Did you not learn any French in high school? No. I learned Spanish and German, and I've forgotten all of them completely. So that was a disaster. And I was so bad at learning languages, I never thought I would learn a language, which is why I'm still amazed I know Japanese. It's a bit weird. Then again, I think if you look at most schools or most countries, they teach languages pretty poorly. So they don't. They kind of. I learned Spanish for 5 years, and they never once made me really want to study it. It's kind of just like, here's a textbook, learn some things, and you don't really get to appreciate how important or how fun Spanish is. I mean, now I really want to learn Spanish, but Yeah, as a kid, they should spend way more time, especially in Japan, teaching English. They should spend way more time teaching students why it's good to learn a language. They should talk about the opportunities to travel and like get jobs anywhere in the world, or they should highlight, the fact you can watch movies and listen to music and watch TV in different languages. Yeah, I can't believe. I guess, yeah, I don't know. It was a real shame, real squandered opportunity teaching Spanish and German at school. Yeah, but I'd love to learn again. All right, what else in the news? We're halfway through the news list. Before I dive into the questions, I've written them on these little pieces of paper that came with the hotel. So, oh yeah, NHK World. So I've got this is a weird one. I've got a TV gig coming up on NHK World, which is kind of cool because where was it? I did if I did a post on Facebook on the Facebook page a few months ago with Ryotaro, who was on NHK World, and loads of viewers saw him, which is really cool because it means lots of viewers of the Raw in Japan channel actually watch NHK World as well. And NHK World, I don't really know how they got in. They just kind of messaged me and were like, "Do you want to present a TV show?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." And so that's happening now. So I've got this. I've got 2 episodes, one in Yamagata and one in Gifu Prefecture. I haven't really looked through what I'm actually doing. I probably should. But yeah, I'm going to be presenting some NHK shows on NHK World. So that could be quite cool. It's weird because I don't really like presenting. I don't, maybe it doesn't come across that well, but I'm more of a writer. I like to write. I like to film stuff. When it comes to sitting in front of a camera, I'm actually not that, I don't know, confident. I don't know. I don't. It feels weird even now. Just sitting in front of the camera, talking, and yeah, it's kind of weird. And I still, after 5 years of doing it, it still doesn't feel normal doing that. But yeah, so I'll be doing some presenting on NHK World. Got the cat documentary coming out, which you may have seen on the Facebook page. So that's coming out, and I've got another documentary series potentially with a major TV company. I can't really say who it is at the moment because it might not happen. But it's a major TV company that everyone would probably know, and yeah, they want me to potentially go around all of Japan, just finding interesting, strange, quirky things and sort of showing them, pretty much like I already do on the YouTube channel, just in TV form. So yeah, that could be fun. We'll see what goes on there. So lots of TV stuff coming up, which is kind of interesting for someone who doesn't consider themselves a presenter. All right. So let's see. What have you said? Did anybody clear up which YouTubers have left the Japan community? I know Tex and Tokyo. Yeah, they went, but I don't think that many people have left. Yeah. There's still quite a lot of. There's still more Japan vloggers than ever in Japan. But I must admit, the more the number has sort of stabilised in recent times a bit, and yeah, there's not as there's. I thought there would be like wave after wave of new J vloggers, new sort of vloggers in Japan, but actually, yeah, it's kind of just sort of stabilised off, and a lot of channels emerge, but many don't kind of break past the 10,000 subscriber roof, apart from a few. So yeah, no, it's quite a. Oh, there's Sam in Japan. Yeah, she's left, and Caffeine Jedi. So yeah, there's a few people that have left. So it's a shame, but yeah, it's weird. I do think there is a barrier to entry these days. If you want to be a vlogger, if you come to Japan to start vlogging, or like start vlogging as a hobby while you're in Japan, I think it's a lot more difficult now than it would have been a few years ago, just because there are lots of vloggers already. There are lots of videos covering different topics. So it would be a bit more difficult to get noticed unless you did something really, really original, or you have a really super duper engaging, brilliant creative personality like Emma, Tokidoki Traveller. Emma's really good. She's really awesome. She's kind of up and coming, I guess, but yeah, she's good. But you have to sacrifice your soul basically and turn to clickbait kind of videos if you really want to jump in these days, unfortunately. And whilst clickbait videos are bad, and I kind of do them myself, they're completely necessary if you want to survive or even start out as a YouTube vlogger at all. So yeah, if you are considering being a YouTube vlogger, don't think, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, you have to do clickbait videos if you really want to like get in through the door. Mm. Okay, let's dive into some questions. So these are questions you guys have submitted in advance. We'll start off here. So first question from Jack: Did coming back to England make you miss it more? It did. Yeah, it does. Whenever I come back to England, I miss it actually. And since being in France, I feel like I really want to live in Europe now. I feel like I didn't appreciate Europe as much as I should have done when I was here. And there's just so much diversity of great food and people in Europe that I really want to explore it. And I don't know, life in England and Europe, I guess, in general, is just a lot more spontaneous and fun. Not fun, it's a lot more spontaneous than life in Japan. Like, walking down the street in Paris, people come and talk to you all the time. You speak to people, and it's quite cool. In Japan, strangers very rarely talk to you unless you're at a bar or kind of, yeah, you're out drinking. If you're in the street, people don't really talk to you that much at all, unless there's someone really odd who wants to practice their English. I don't know, but yeah, it's quite rare. No, I kind of miss that. I miss the random spontaneity of human interaction. It's not because Japanese people are boring. It's just because obviously it's a lot more polite to not come up to people and harass them. So yeah, I miss that, and I miss British pubs. That's the thing I miss the most. Nick says, as someone planning on moving abroad, what advice would you give for getting established? I would say, if you're coming to move abroad, first have lots of money. Like before I came to Japan, I think I had £5,000 saved up just in case things went wrong. But have like, I don't know, 5 to 10,000 saved up just in case you're looking for a job and you can't find one. Make sure you have some contacts around. Like before I moved to Japan, I already had the job lined up, so that was kind of taken care of. And then when I moved to Sendai, I already had people in Sendai that I knew. I already knew Ryotaro, so I was kind of already sorted out there. It was still pretty risky moving there, and I didn't know how it would pan out. But yeah, it was a bit of a risk, but it paid off. And yeah, just so make sure you've got some money saved up. Make sure you've got a general plan of what you're going to do when you get there, and make sure you've got at least one contact who can help you if things go wrong. That's really important. That's definitely really important. I'm kind of going between the questions here and there. Have you watched any of Eric Abroad? Yeah, I have actually. Eric Abroad. Someone messaged me because they thought he was a guy stealing my video ideas or something, because he's got Abroad in his YouTube vlogger name. But he's actually all right. His video is pretty cool, and he dropped me an email and seemed like a really nice guy. Probably, maybe we'll do a collaboration in the future. Yeah. Question number 3. Matt Plant says, after moving to Japan, what are some tips for overcoming homesickness? I would say tips for overcoming homesickness. I used to, when I was in my apartment, I often felt very, I don't know, how do I say? In the winter, I felt a little bit lonely, just sort of sat in my apartment and stuff, and I did feel a bit homesick. And I used to just put on like TV shows from my country. Like I put on Only Fools and Horses and Blackadder, British sitcoms. I put on stand-up comedy. I just kind of put on stuff from my own country that I knew and enjoyed, and just had that running in the background, and that kind of helped me get over any homesickness. But I didn't really get any homesickness for my first year in Japan at all. Kind of all happened it was about the second year that I really started to hit me, and I just felt a bit weird. I felt like I had to go back and see my family, and I felt this weird sense of guilt because I'd kind of just not seen them in 2 years, and felt like I don't know, I guess responsibility of family life, came up. But yeah, just play stuff in the background, play like TV shows and stuff from back home, and you'll find that will help get rid of any homesickness. Yeah. Oh man, this is good coffee. A bit watery. I'm still getting used to these live shows. I never know what persona to put on. When I started doing YouTube videos, I just acted like myself. Just sort of sat, put the camera there, and just talked like me. But the more you do this, and time goes on, your voice changes, and you become more and more like a TV presenter with the intonation and stuff. And yeah, don't know. Maybe it's just me who's yeah. Maybe it's just me who's noticed that. But don't know. It's a weird thing. I talk. It's really weird talking into a camera and knowing there's people at the end of it. 48 people at the end of it right now, and yeah, they're not. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Even now, it still creeps me out. Makes me feel weird. I can't believe 639 patrons are giving the $5 tier pledge but aren't turning up for these live streams. They're the best bits, says Janelle. I think what you'll find is a lot of viewers don't actually watch them live, they watch them afterwards. I think that's a reasonably good ratio given people's work schedules and stuff. So yeah, it's a weird thing. Maybe another thing I'm a bit worried about is maybe the people don't know the live show's actually happening because I failed to promote it well. So that's something I need to look into. But I'm right with it. Don't put on a persona or you'll get tired of having to do it eventually. Good advice. Good advice. I don't know, if any of you guys that have watched the videos for years, have you noticed a change in how I present them at all? Have you noticed anything? I don't know. It's a hard thing to know yourself, obviously, because it happens so gradually that you don't even notice it's happening. I think my accent has changed though. My accent above all has changed because I'm dealing with obviously people in Japan, and a lot of the viewers of this channel aren't non-native speakers of English. I've kind of I don't know, I've become more well-spoken, shall we say. Like before, I kind of talked like that, and it was more like that, and you wouldn't know what I was saying probably. It was more London accent, a bit like Michael Caine. But now it's more, I sound a lot more posh, just because I hope people can understand what I'm saying. But, yeah, things change over the years. Oh. I've never really mentioned a change in your videos. In the past few days, I've watched many of your videos again. Yeah, so maybe I haven't changed. It's more refined, but I don't think it's a different Chris. More refined. Yes. We're in Japan. More and more refined as the years go by. All right, next question. What was Natsuki's impression of spending a few days in London and Paris, says Ben. Natsuki's impression was, actually, he'd been to the UK before and he loved it. And he enjoyed it this time, but he was definitely on edge, unfortunately, because of the terror situation. And that kind of cast a little bit of a shadow over everything. But he wasn't as surprised by everything in the UK this time because he'd already seen it. Paris, on the other hand, he absolutely loved it. We plied him with lots of French food over the 2 or 3 days that he was here, and he really noticed the difference between Japanese French food and just French food. He was like amazed. Like he tried some bread, some mussels, moule, some fried potatoes, French fries. He tried, what else did he try? He tried an omelette. So he tried like all these different, and snails as well. He tried all these different foods, and he was like, the food was amazing. He was amazed by it, particularly the mussels, which aren't as good in Japan. But he was like, wow, this is a lot better than Japanese French food. And that was really interesting to see that. Unfortunately, I didn't film him having that reaction. I should have. I regret that. But yeah, he was really shocked and surprised, and he really loved France. He really wanted to come back because he was only here 2 or 3 days, and he wanted to see more. So it was unfortunate, really, but he didn't get to see more. But yeah, he loved it. Next question. Miguel says, have you ever been to Australia? Not yet, Miguel, but it's on the cards. As I mentioned, if we do 3 of these Natsuki movie films, the second one will be in America, and the third one will be in Australia. I do have quite a lot of Australian friends, but yeah, I've just never been over. I think it's because I don't like spiders, snakes, or anything that is an insect that will kill me. And Australia certainly has abundance of all of those things. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of don't know. Australia is not on my hit list, but it would be nice to catch up with my good old friend Reed. And I've got quite a lot of friends living on the Gold Coast and Melbourne, so that'd be quite cool. But yeah, I'd like to go to Australia, definitely. I have a very mild Scottish accent, but I want to dial it up when I go to Japan just to confuse people. It'll definitely confuse people. Yeah, I had a few Scottish friends in Japan, and yeah, Japanese people didn't know what they were saying. And I had a lot of my Irish friends as well. They toned down their Irish accent which is really interesting. So you have all these people from around the world, and they kind of change their accent. Apart from Americans who didn't change their accent, just because I think Japanese people learn the American English accent, so they're kind of a bit more accustomed to it. But everyone else, especially New Zealanders, who I can't even understand. I worked with a guy, very good friend of mine, a guy called Daniel. We worked at the school that I worked at for a year. We worked together, and I just didn't know what he was saying. The New Zealand accent is like Australian accent meets South African accent meets fucking mental. But it's a nice accent. I just don't know what anyone's saying though, and I still don't know what Dan's saying when he speaks. But yeah, you find people's accents change quite a lot. Have you had the chance to watch Sharla's shared living video? I found it highly entertaining and informative. Shared living? Shared living? What's that? Shared living? Oh. What's Sharla's shared living video? No, I haven't seen it. Let me know what it is. I will be your spider bodyguard. What does that even entail? How could you be my Australian spider bodyguard? All of my Australian friends have horrible stories of how they sort of went into their house and there's like a fucking black widow spider or a snake in their shoe or something. It was just like, why would you live there? And yeah, you can have a nice barbecue and the sea looks quite nice, the temperature's pleasant and the beer is supposed to be good, but the insects kind of, for me, it would outweigh everything. So yeah, this is the first time seeing Chris live, and he's still so much the same like in his videos. Really? I thought I was nicer in live form. Shit. I thought I was a lot nicer in real. Damn it. I always thought me on the videos is like evil, sarcastic, terrible person, and me live is just nice Chris. But if it's the same, then that's a bit shit. Maybe I'm just generally a dick. All right, next question. Let's see. This is a question from Codename Jeff. What camera do you use for still photography? Says Jeff. I use a Canon 70D. I'm going to get it. Right, this is the ultimate vlogging camera. It's quite good at still photography as well, as Canons are. If you are going to be a vlogger, there's two things you need. Number one, this microphone, Rode microphone, Australian, probably full of spiders, but it's a Rode shotgun mic. The quality is amazing, really good for filming. You can get like TV level quality with this microphone. And the camera that you want is this one, 70D, although there's a newer model now, the 80D, and I guess just get that because it's newer. But yeah, the Canon 70D, the quality is good, really good, as you can see in the videos, I guess. And yeah, it's nice. It's a good camera, really good. So I recommend that if you're vlogging, get this. And actually, we bought a new camera as well. We bought a camera called an Osmo, and it is it's oh fuck, what's it called? It's got a gyro on it. And if you look at the trailer again, you can see some shots that are really well stabilized. Like when Natsuki's walking, it doesn't kind of go like that. It kind of goes like a film, and that's because we bought this really nice camera. I haven't got it with me now, but yeah, I'll show it to you in the next video. But it's really good for stabilization and getting like movie quality footage. But yeah, if you're going to do vlogging or do still photography, highly recommend this one. 70D, lovely camera, and not too expensive. Probably for the microphone and the camera, you're looking at about $1,000. So yeah. Coffee's nearly over. That sucks. All right. It's quite daunting and weird. And it's quite a large hotel room. Just sitting in it, talking. Weird. I swear someone was being murdered in the next room a few minutes ago as well. If I'm sort of pausing in between talking every now and then, it's because I'm trying to work out if someone is in fact being murdered or not in the room next door. Okay. Let's dive into some questions here. Have you been to the US? Says Danielle. I have been to the US. I've been to Seattle and I've been to Florida, and I definitely preferred Seattle. I think if I was going to live in the US, I'd lived in the Northwest between Seattle and Vancouver, or maybe San Francisco. Not that I could ever afford it. Florida was nice, but it was kind of like the standard British Florida holiday where you go to Disneyland and Universal Studios. And I remember I was 9 years old, and I still remember it for two reasons. I remember walking through a market and seeing guns for the first time and thinking, wow, guns. We don't have those in the UK. That's interesting. And I also remember I was walking around Disneyland. I think it was Epcot. I was walking around Disneyland with my popcorn, 9 year old me, popcorn in hand, loving life, eating the popcorn. And a cartoon character, someone dressed up as Goofy, the Disney character Goofy, came over to me and like grabbed the popcorn out of my hand. Like, I thought it was a joke at first. Oh, that's funny. Grabbed the popcorn out of my hand and then just fucked off and just went off with the popcorn. And I was like, oh, that's good, isn't it? Rubbish. So that was it. Like, fuck it. I'm a bit wary of Florida. I'm a bit wary of Disneyland now, Disneyland, Florida. So if you are there with popcorn, be careful. It was, it was really weird. I don't know why he ran off with all the popcorn. Yeah. So my two memories of Florida, right there. I also remember going to the House of Pancakes in Florida, and a waitress cried because the table next to us didn't give her a big enough tip. So that was also quite weird. So yeah, my memories of Florida, not so good. Seattle, lovely though. Love Seattle. What do Japanese? Oh, it's a political one. What do Japanese people think about other Asian people? A Chinese person told me Japanese people think they are better than other Asian nations, and that's from Ratsby. That's the name of the person that sent the question. What do Japanese people think of other Asian people? Oh, that's a political question. Tough one. From my experience, Japanese people, I think because Japan was industrialized before all the other Asian nations, they kind of definitely see themselves as more advanced. They were the first to westernize, to become fully modernized, and so I can understand that. Japanese people put a real emphasis on politeness that is pretty absent from a lot of other Asian cultures, particularly Chinese culture. So I don't know if they necessarily look down on Chinese people, but there's that element that they see Chinese people as quite rude. And I've been to China, and Chinese people are quite rude by Western standards in general. Not that, again, shit, I've got to be careful what I say here. I've got lots of Chinese friends, for the record. But no, Chinese people are a lot less polite than Japanese people, so there's that factor. And I know for a fact that in Japan, the country Japanese people don't like the most is Korea, actually. South Korea, North Korea, even worse. But I find there's a great degree of animosity towards Korea, and likewise from Korea to Japan as well. It's quite weird. I'm surprised. I would have thought it'd be worse for Japan and China, but actually, Korea and Japan seem to have worse relations. They're always at each other for something or another. Like, for example, and I can't claim to be an expert on it, but the comfort women issue about World War II, when South Korean women were drafted into the army and used for used for prostitution and everything. I know that that's still a big issue there, and it didn't help a few years ago. I think they kind of cleared the issue up. Japan paid South Korea lots of money in compensation, and they kind of signed a deal saying that would be the end of it. And then South Korea unveiled a statue outside the Japanese embassy in Seoul with a comfort woman statue, kind of making it a bit awkward. And then that led to issues, and now they hate each other again. So they're always at each other's throats, which is a shame, because it'd be good if they could get along. But yeah, in terms of other countries, though, Japan has great relations with Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore, pretty much all the other Asian nations. It's just Korea and Japan, and China and Japan don't get along, from what I've seen. That's just my observations. Yeah. Any thoughts on that from you guys? Communism ruined China, unfortunately. Might well have done. I'm not going to go down political history of China. That's a big topic. I would say, as a Chinese Aussie with family all from Singapore, other Asians look up to Japan. Yeah, I find that most countries in Asia, again, that aren't China or Korea, do respect Japan quite a lot. and see them as kind of leading the way. Japan's a very clean country. The standard of living is very good generally, and yeah, I guess they kind of see Japan as something to aim towards. So there's that. But we actually learned all about this in university this week. Weird timing, says Ben. What did you learn, Ben? What did you learn at university? Which side did you hear? Because obviously Chinese students hear about the Nanking Massacre and World War II, and then Japan doesn't hear about that at all, really. It's not kind of taught. So, yeah, I don't know. It depends on what side of the fence you are, what you learn. I try to look at things objectively, though. I'm probably slightly biased that I live in Japan, but I do try and always look at history and politics objectively and try and work out who is right and wrong. But they just need to kind of all get along for the sake of everyone, to be honest. And China, lots of Chinese people go to Japan anyway now in terms of tourism. So I'd like to think the issue will die off, but I don't think it will. Yeah. Who has better noodles, Japan, China, or Korea? I think Japan. Japan. I don't know. I can't say. I've only been to China for 3 months. So I can't say I've tried all the noodles. Still haven't been to Korea though. I need to go there. Taiwan, loved it. Would love to go there. Let's see. Next question. Where do you get your music from on your videos? Says Violin. I get my music from, and there's Violin again. It's like I'm answering answering Voilin's questions that he sent in, and in the comment section right now. I get my music from premiumbeat.com. The music's really good quality. It's like TV level quality. It's a set rate. It costs about $40–50 per song. So that's where a lot of my expenditures go on music. Where other YouTubers just get the cheap, free, shitty music from YouTube, I actually shell out quite a lot of money for the soundtracks. So it's definitely worth it. If you want to make good videos, if you do want to become a vlogger, do get good quality music, because it can make or break a video. And that's one thing I firmly stand by and have done. I've always tried to use good music. I often use the same music as well, again and again on the same videos. But this is right. It's my first time to drink Nescafe, and I must say, it's not bad. What do you think of pond5.com? Yeah, Pond5 is another good one. Actually, if you want it, so if you are going to be a vlogger, pond5.com and premiumbeat.com, they're the only two I use actually. So yeah, those are the two. But you will have to kind of be looking at spending $50 per video or music, so it can get quite costly. But that's just one of the places Patreon money goes, I guess. So, I mean, yeah, I've always tried to spend quite a lot on the music though. It's fun having good music on your video. Yeah. How much are your expenses? This is a good question actually. How much are your expenses roughly per video? That depends greatly. If it's just me in my apartment talking to the camera, and it's a difficult one, because obviously if you don't factor in living costs and general life, with editing, there is no cost, right, other than time. You're looking at lots of time. So it's a difficult one to say. I guess soundtracks, I probably spend $100 per video. So about $100 per video on music. The equipment, which has all been bought in advance, all the equipment I use totals to like £4,000, £5,000. If we factor in the MacBook Pro and the hard drive and the microphone and the camera and the tripod and the other microphone I use for voiceovers, I'm going to make a video about this next month. It's the like the learning Japanese video I made last month. I'm going to make another Patreon exclusive going over it all, because I think it might be interesting for a lot of you guys, especially those of you who want to go into the world of vlogging yourselves. But it's more expensive than you think. And before I had Patreon, for years, the first 3 years that I was doing this, I had to use my job as an English teacher to fund the videos that I was making. If you're traveling into Tokyo to make a video, then you're looking at hundreds of dollars. Like I did some filming recently in Tokyo. Once you start looking at hotels and transport, it can go up to like $500 just for one video. So that's why when I go to Tokyo, I try and make about 2 or 3 videos in one go to certainly save on costs. But yeah, music licensing, good quality music licensing is a major cost. And for Natsuki the movie, I'm in talks, I guess. I'm in talks with Universal Music to try and get the song "Rock the Casbah" by the Clash, and that could cost a lot of money. So I don't know if I'm going to do it or not yet. But I really want "Rock the Casbah" by the Clash. It would really make the movie like 10% better, and I've got to work out how much would I be willing to spend on that song for Natsuki the movie. You know, how much would you be willing to spend for "Rock the Casbah" by the Clash if you were me? What would you do? I would be maybe willing to spend $1,000, $2,000. I don't know, for a 3-minute song. It's a tough one, isn't it? But those are the kind of decisions, the kind of the big decisions you have to make in the world of vlogging and making Natsuki the movie. uh, Do you think it would be cheaper to just learn some instruments, and make your own music? I think it would not work because no, I don't know. It wouldn't work. You can't. Oh, yeah, I could spend all the money that I use on royalty-free soundtracks to learn how to play a guitar and a piano and the drums all at the same time. Could even just do voice percussion, just like beatbox the soundtracks for the videos. That could be cheap, but probably not as good. But yeah, how do you go? How do you go about planning, making, and editing your videos? Says Arfix. Again, I'm going to cover that in a video next month because it's a big topic. But I'm quite looking forward to making that video. I don't know why I haven't done it until now, but video should be quite good. Can you go to Japan on a tourist visa and search for a job for your work visa? Yeah, you can, definitely. Like, I would highly advise it. If you haven't already got a job lined up before you go to Japan, just go to Japan on a tourism visa for 3 months and look around for a job, and that's a pretty good way of doing it. There's no like law that says you can't do it, right? So yeah. What's your next video you plan on releasing? Says Danielle. Next video. The next video I'm going to release. Sorry, let me just finish the coffee. This is great. Look at this. There's a little kettle right here next to the laptop. So if I want to make more coffee, which I probably shouldn't, I can do it whenever I want. No, the next video I'm going to release is actually about Natsuki the movie, because I feel I haven't made a video. I haven't put out a video in over a month now. Obviously on Patreon there's the learning Japanese video for you guys, which came out a bit more recently. But yeah, no, for the YouTube channel, the last video was the skiing video with Ryotaro, where I nearly died in a blizzard, and that was like a month ago. So I feel a sense of urgency and guilt when you kind of neglect your YouTube channel. You feel a bit stressed, and that's the curse of being a YouTuber, I guess. But the next video I'm going to release is about why I've been not there for 1 month, just to tell people that I'm not dead. Basically, I've actually been doing something. Like a lot of people that don't follow the Facebook or Twitter or Patreon or whatever don't know what's going on. So I'm going to basically say I've been in London and Paris making Natsuki the movie, and here's the trailer, and then I'm going to show them the trailer, which is a bit like the trailer that I put on Patreon 2 days ago, but probably a little bit better. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on it because obviously going from 2,000 people to 450,000 people, I want to make sure the quality is just a little bit better. But yeah, so yeah. Non-Patreon subscribers might actually believe Ryotaro killed you after all. Yeah. People will think Ryotaro succeeded in killing you. Yeah, he might well do if he gets his way with some of the other videos he's got lined up. Seriously, what is it with Ryotaro trying to kill me? Yeah. I always, out of curiosity, this is a hard question that you're going to have to answer now. Who do you prefer out of Ryotaro and Natsuki? Who do you prefer? It's a tough question because I feel like they're very different, what they do in their videos, right? But who do you prefer? Tough one, isn't it? I can't say who I prefer because I can't say. No, I don't want to say. But I don't really have a preference. But obviously Natsuki's funnier and wackier. But Ryotaro, is better for travel videos. Like I really enjoy going on travel. Really enjoy going on travel. I really enjoy traveling with Ryotaro because he can explain the culture. He can give his opinions more, and it's kind of got that Top Gear vibe that I really want to get on the videos. Whereas Natsuki, it's kind of like hilarious, original reactions and things, and there's a lot more original. So it's kind of they're very different, aren't they? But I often wonder these days who is more popular. I shouldn't have made you I shouldn't have made you answer this question. But let's see. I'm going to quickly do a tally. Here we go. Natsuki, Ryotaro. We've got Natsuki. Okay, it's mainly Natsuki, Ryotaro. Okay, Natsuki wins this one. Although lots of you have struggled to answer it and have been too nice and said they're both so funny in their own way, which is fair enough because I can't choose either. Christopher Delamar says Natsuki is funnier, but Ryotaro is more articulate. Yeah, there's no comparison there. Have they met though, and did they get on? They've met. Ryotaro and Natsuki met one time, and they got on quite well. But then Natsuki got a bit drunk, and Natsuki can be a bit touchy-feely sometimes, which sounds really bad actually. Natsuki can be a bit hands-on sometimes. Natsuki, in short, I think Natsuki like playfully slapped Ryotaro's face, and Ryotaro didn't take it too well. But they got on quite well generally, apart from that jokey slap. It wasn't like, I don't know, I can't really explain it without sounding bad. But yeah, they got on pretty well. But I don't think they'll ever be in the same video just because it wouldn't work, would it? It wouldn't be fun. So it's like mixing Coke with Coca-Cola with Fanta. It wouldn't fucking work. It'd be a nightmare. And don't you dare say, anyone in the comments section, don't you dare say that Coca-Cola and Fanta go together, because they don't. They really don't. Or chalk and cheese, that's probably a better analogy. Yeah, no, they got on well. They got on well, but they won't be in a video together. Although they are in the same video coming out soon. A video in which we went to, it's the continuation of the Tohoku 365 series, where I travel around Tohoku eating food. And Natsuki's in the first half, and then Ryotaro is in the second half. So they'll be in the same video, but not be together, because Fanta and Coke don't mix. All right. That's all the questions. Well, that's all the questions I've got there. Any last questions before we wrap up, guys? It's been a nice hour. I've enjoyed it. Fucking hell, my voice is going. I'm 27 years old. My voice keeps breaking. I don't know why. It's only started happening recently. I don't know why, but it's really annoying. Is it a sign of something bad? I don't know. I hope it doesn't happen on the NHK World TV show. Oh, I don't know what that would sound like. Yeah. When are you going to open the mail with Natsuki? I so eagerly wanted you to open the PO box, and I still haven't sent you my package. We filmed it. We filmed it last month, actually. Again, I just haven't had the time to put it out. I've got like 7 or 8 videos that have all been filmed that just need editing. And when I get back from this trip in about a week or two, I think it's about a week, then I will be editing everything together like a maniac, and there'll be a kind of really intense 2 months of just video, which will be good. I'm also thinking of, out of necessity, I'm thinking of restarting the weight loss series, just because my weight isn't good. You can't see it because I've cleverly, and I always do, cleverly angled the camera so you can't see below here. But definitely put on weight, and I don't like it at all. Because as well as looking like not good, as well as looking not good, I also just don't feel healthy, and I feel like I really need to get fit. I think I need to lose about 15 kilograms this time. Last time it was 10, and I still get comments from people and emails. Just yesterday I got one saying that people have wanted to lose weight after discovering the videos, which is really weird and cool, because I kind of, in many ways, I didn't take my losing weight in Japan weight loss series seriously. I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. but still inspired people to want to lose weight and be healthy. So maybe I can do that again, and this time actually lose weight properly and keep it off. Yeah, so that's another plan I've got lined up. Last minute questions. Is there going to be an unboxing video? Yes, that'll be out next month. How did Natsuki's wife enjoy the trip? She enjoyed it, I think, although there was a lot of standing around for her, kind of just watching the mayhem unfold. And I did feel a bit sorry for her that she'd come all the way to the other side of the world just to watch Natsuki do his neck in and just act like a clown on video. But yeah, poor old Asami, which is the name of Natsuki's wife. You mentioned in a previous video in Ibaraki about a sake brewery video coming out. I did. That was like a year ago. I don't know if that's going to happen because the footage of the sake brewery that I got in Ibaraki just isn't good enough to work as a standalone video. It's not interesting enough. They didn't really show the brewery as much as I would have liked, so I don't know if that video will be coming out. And I've been on numerous sake brewery tours, and actually it's quite difficult to find a sake brewery tour that looks good on camera. Most of the time it's just, this is a box, this is where we make the sake, here's some sake, try this, oh yeah, that's good. That's basically what the video would be like. So I don't think the sake brewery video will be coming out, unfortunately. Did you say you had hired a video editor to help you? No, I haven't actually. I probably should consider it though, Louise. Although I might ask a friend to help me out, especially through the next 2 months where we've got like 10 videos to edit. Will you do the ultimate itinerary for Tohoku, says Jacob. Yes, I think I will. I will, yeah, I know I will, definitely. I want those people to explore Tohoku, so if you want me to make an itinerary video on Tohoku, I can definitely do it. So I'll get to work on that. Are you going to join that maid girl gym, says Biocake. A maid girl gym, what's that? God, I haven't heard of that. But if there is one, I probably won't join it. In fact, I don't like gyms at all. I found that going to a gym has never really helped me. I'd rather just run along the riverside and do some press-ups in a park. It looks more fun on camera as well. Thanks to the power of magic, Chris is no longer a fat face. Cheers. It's not that great. It could be better. Perhaps you can show an in-depth video of your diet. Yeah, I think I will. I need to kind of plan the diet out first. I think I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I need to really sit down and plan out the diet. But I want to look better as well, especially if I'm going to be on like TV and stuff. I can't go on TV looking like I do now. It'll frighten the viewers. Has anyone told you they want to gain weight after seeing the videos? No, but I've had a lot of people tell me they've gained weight and wanted to eat more food after seeing the food videos, which is good, I think. Do you think being in Japan has altered your body image than in the UK? Definitely, David, yeah. Like, you become a lot more self-conscious of it in Japan because people will prod you in the stomach. If you look at the Getting Fat in Japan video, I kind of talked about it at length there, but you do become a lot more conscious of your weight in Japan because people look at your stomach before they look at your face because they'll go, oh, that's big, what's that? Because it's quite rare to see people overweight in Japan, whereas in the UK, everyone's overweight. I think 60% of the population of the UK is classed as overweight, whereas in Japan, it's more like 20%. So, yeah, it's definitely altered my personality and made me want to lose weight again. And made me feel self-conscious, which isn't good. Have you seen the YouTube channel Toko Toko TV? I think they make the best videos about Japan and could serve as an inspiration. I have a feeling I know who they are. I have a feeling I spoke to them once in person and they told me to watch their channels, but I haven't got around to doing it yet. I will check them out, Toko Toko TV. I'll look them up right after this. Could you use the footage for a small mini Patreon episode then? The footage. What is the footage of? I could use the footage. I'm gonna definitely release some bonus footage of our trip around the UK onto Patreon before it ever gets put out in the film. So keep an eye out for that. I imagine that'll be sometime in June. I'm going to upload some different scenes from the trip, and there'll be kind of bonus footage for you guys because you definitely deserve it. Oh right, you were talking about the sake brewery. Yeah, I could give you the footage of the sake brewery on Patreon. I don't think it'd be interesting though. It really was just me sat at a table drinking different sakes and going, "Oh, this is good." Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is good. It's basically that for 10 minutes. That's why I didn't release it. Uh, what else? Any last questions? Is Family Mart fried chicken that good? It is. It's very good. Will Natsuki be around in the next Ask Abroad live? Quite possibly. The next one of these will be towards the end of the month. This is the May edition, which we had to postpone because of the Natsuki back injury. So it would be good to get Natsuki on board, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the next one, which will be towards the end of June, probably in the last week of June. But I'll put out another notification about that. The losing the don't get fat in Japan video gives me anxiety about my weight. Oh, that's not good. Shit, sorry. Sorry the video did that. Are you still working on the Tokyo videos, Akihabara, and the top 4 views? Yes, I am actually. Those are in the big kind of list of 10 videos to edit, and I've got about like 4 videos in Tokyo to edit actually. So keep an eye out for that. Who are you voting for? Says Visconti. Oh, I'm not going to say. That said, politically, oh God, is it a good idea to go into politics? No, probably not. I don't know who I'm going to vote for. Probably. I do know, but I'm not going to say. Cool. Chris, for me and probably a lot of people, you're an inspiration. Helps me get over my fears about moving to Japan. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. Very thanks. I've got actually the next video that's coming out after the Natsuki the movie announcement is me just giving some advice about anxiety, and it's kind of a, I don't know, self-help video, personal experience video. It's not me just whinging about having anxiety. It's me just talking about life lessons that I've learned that might be of use to viewers, particularly younger viewers as well. But anyway, I'll leave it there now, guys. I think, yeah, it's been a fun hour. I've enjoyed it. And yeah, what are you going to do today? Anybody doing anything fun this wonderful Sunday afternoon or morning or evening, depending on where you are? I'm going to walk up around Nice and look around and see what it's like. But yeah, and it's a nice sunny day here, which is good. So yeah, crap, it's 1 a.m, says Janelle. Ah, too bad. Sorry for that. I suppose in Australia, is that 1 a.m. in Australia? Yeah, it's 5 p.m. here. This is the first time I've done a live stream at 3 p.m. British time, so it's a little bit weird for me to do it now, but it's cool. It's been a good turnout, lots of great people here today, and yeah, no, thanks guys, wherever you are in the world, thanks for joining, and yeah, plenty of stuff on the way. I'm going to do another post either later today or early tomorrow about Natsuki the movie as a whole, just giving my thoughts on how the filming went. But for now, have yourself a great day. Whether you're going to bed because it's past midnight, or you're going for lunch with friends like Julie is, or if you're visiting Tokyo for the first time like Ryan is, or finishing your thesis presentation like Dionysius is. There's lots of people doing lots of exciting things around the world. I don't know if is a thesis exciting? Don't know. But anyway, guys, have yourself a great day, and thanks for joining. I'll see you very soon. Take care, guys, and I keep repeating myself, don't I? Have a good day, see you soon. But no, thanks, seriously, guys, it's been good fun. And I have the big decision of working out whether or not I should have the second coffee. I think I'm going to do it. Oh, fuck, it's decaffeinated.